And I'm back with some more Titanfall, everyone. And last part was another double dipper with repairing a satellite dish to contact the rest of the fleet. And it was quite the level of platforming and some action here and there, and it was pretty fun, if a bit drawn out. And then we finally got a big and then we finally got into a big battle that required, mecha action, and it was most glorious. And we're trying to go after the arc fold weapon, which the IMC and the mercenaries are trying to use, or to destroy the militia homeworld, and they got away, and as of this part, we're now trying to catch up with them in a chase. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things go from there. And, alrighty then. So, Cooper's logbook, the Draconis is making a beeline for the full-scale fold weapon with the Ark on board. We're going after it using some commandeered IMC transports. These widows are fast, but so is the Draconis. Sarah says it's not over yet. Yeah, Sarah Briggs, the militia leader. This fight's about to go airborne. Yippee! And, yeah, we had some fastball special throwing in the last part. Draconis. What about Dragonis? Remember him from the Mighty Ducks animated show years ago? I liked that show. I only ever saw the first introductory movie to it, and I never watched enough of the cartoon. I wish I did, because I didn't have Toon Disney to do so. The 90s. Those were the days. Dragonis, he was the villain. Got the Spitfire and a rocket launcher.
This is Commander Briggs. We have to recover the Ark. The IMC are taking it to the fold weapon on board the Draconis. All ships, flank speed. We have to hit them hard and fast. Briggs out.
Copy that, 6-4 en route.
Woo! Here we come!
This is Captain Diaz of the Braxton. We'll provide a support platform.
Enemy squadron in sight. Lock archers. We've got the drop on them. Light them up.
Fuck two.
Archer missiles.
Flash 1. Flash 2. Good hit. Confirmed splash on all trail units.
We're coming up on a transport. Just burn past it. We have to catch the Draconis.
I like the look of the drop ships.
We got an unidentified bogey at 11 o'clock.
What the hell is that? Anyone got a clear visual?
Thermopylae.
Airborne bogey acquired.
Uh-oh.
Visual clear. I've got you in tow.
Well, we're doomed.
I got you, kid. Brace yourself.
Oh, that hurt.
Barker, nice of you to show up.
You're welcome.
Battleship
Barker.
Malta at 10 o'clock, guarding the Draconis. We can't get past it. Cooper, I need a pilot on board the Malta to secure the deck now.
Commander Briggs, this is Blackbird 6-4. We can get him there. BT, we need a fastball.
Copy that, 6-4.
I was right.
Let's do
I was right. They do call it a fastball.
it. Cooper, get ready.
Thermopylae, as in
Climb into my
Thermopylae
hands,
Pass
and I will throw you to Blackbird 6-4.
from the Persian War.
Just like before.
Not exactly. There are significantly more variables to throwing between two moving platforms. Good luck.
This is intense.
Welcome to the 6-4, Coop.
Cooper, listen up. We can't take you directly to the bridge. We'll never get past those guns. We'll drop you off at the stern and you'll have to work your way forward.
Contact left.
Cooper, Cooper, I'm gonna get as close as I can without crashing. Time your jump. Now, go!
Nice
Ah.
jump!
Cover you from out here, Coop.
Got a guy underneath the stairs. They're around the corner. Watch your left side.
I like the look of the ship right there. Reminds me of a Russian Hind. One of my favorite battle helicopters.
Power up the stalkers! I'm going, cover me! Stalkers online! Signal 4! Engaging the hostile! Good kill, good kill.
The room's clear.
Summon buddies for me. L-Star. I want to use my Spitfire for a while.
BT, where do I go?
Cooper, use the cargo lift.
Commander Briggs, this is the Braxton. Between the Bolter's guns and that flying Titan, we're getting torn up here!
We're working on it. Just hang on. Cooper's en route to the Malta's main gun battery.
I don't know if that's gonna be enough!
Cooper, hurry.
Gun drive is ruptured! Abandoned ship!
Oh shit.
We lost the Braxton. Stay the course.
Cooper, we can't move up while those guns are firing. Take out the gunner and we'll help you with the last two.
Hostile on the gun platform!
Alrighty. Nothing here. Nothing here. Okay. Two of them.
unit down. Get the last one.
I want the... What was that? Mastiff? Yeah, I'll take it. Wait a minute, where's my Spitfire? Thank you. Ah.
I think that's all of them.
I've got no hostiles in sight. Cooper, stand by. The 6-4 are coming aboard.
There are still anti-air cannons active on the deck of the Malta. They must be disabled from the bridge before we can approach.
We're on it. Nice work, Coop.
Good covering fire.
We got your back. Commander Briggs, we'll also need your help.
Copy that, Bear. On my way. The bridge is through that hangar over there. Any ideas? Briggs here. What do you need me to do?
Close the door and keep her steady. He's not thinking. Oh, no. Wait a sec. Follow me. I love this joke.
Oh,
Never
shit.
boring.
Just move your ass, Davis.
This is insane. Go get the sniper rifle. Double take, thank you very much. Ah, so that's why I thought I was, I had the wrong weapon before. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, it's the same one. I thought it had a scope on it. Whoop. Hold on. Comment coming. So far, this is probably one of the most insane and fun levels I've played in a while. I have a feeling it's going to be short, but who knows. So, welcome back.
Up there.
Follow me. Come on, Coop. Keep up.
Volt. They have cool drop shits too. Rendezvous.
Hold your fire. It's bulletproof. We're gonna breach the glass. Take your marks. Guy by the stairs. Tango on the mezzanine.
Shape charges are ready.
Hey, Coop, watch how the 6-4 does it. Pilot Cooper, you ready?
I'm ready.
Breach it, breach it, breach it! Clear?
Clear.
That's how it's done. 6-4, on me. Cooper, get to the captain's console and stay with the gun.
Coop, the console's up here.
Cooper, bypass that console. Kill the gun.
fucking knife. I love it.
Volta is ours.
Copy that, 6-4. Cooper, you still have control of the bridge. Use your data knife to steer yourself right behind the Draconis.
Are you serious?
Parker, get BT back to Cooper.
You got it. On my way. Hold on, Tin Man.
All call signs. Clean up hostiles and rendezvous with the Draconis. This is it.
Heading away from her. Try to line them up. We'll stick to the right.
We hacked the Thermopylae, and we have to drive it.
Heading. Just keep the stick there.
Oh, a little bit of frame rate drop on the hand,
That's
on the
it.
joystick.
Did it. Keep it tight, Cooper. I'm done babysitting.
Oh, it's my buddy. Oh, no, wait. Don't do that. Ah.
Ready to transfer control to pilot.
Not how I would do it, but okay then.
Cooper will cover you from the rear. Take the deck and get to the Draconis.
Ship's going down anyway. What do I want? I either want the Ion or the Brute.
Viper's on station. Your journey
Viper.
ends here, pilot. The skies belong to me. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to hide. Tally engaging bandit.
I hear just your screams.
It's got core break hard shit too. Dodge this. Target hit. Box 8.
He's got a sniper rifle.
But you hit your last ride, son. This is your stop. Bandits hit. Moving in for the kill.
Excessive damage. Warning. Warning.
Good tone. Good tone. Box 10.
Detecting hull damage.
You need to move a little faster than that, son. Speed is life.
Laser core.
Viper 1 lost control. I'm losing control. Going down. Mayday. Mayday. Going
Commander
down.
Briggs, this is BT-7274. Viper is down.
Copy that. Board the Draconis and secure the Ark. We'll prep for transfer.
Cooper, ready for fastball. Recommend you disembark.
Another fastball.
Adjusting for wind resistance. Calculating.
Oh crap. He doesn't want to die. Holy crap.
I've lost the hatch. Need cover. Need cover.
Cooper, aim for the cockpit.
What do you think I'm doing?
BT, you okay?
Left arm severed. However, I am still operational.
Yeah, you need a new one
This
now.
ship is rapidly losing altitude. It is up to us, Cooper. Down here.
Defanged. Abandoned ship, BT. Quickly. Hello, mate. How was your bump awards? Ballistic warts.
The containment unit is too large to carry. I cannot reach the Ark. Cooper, I need your help. Quickly, we need to get off the ship. We are running out of time. This way, Cooper.
We are. This is not good.
Get the Ark out of here!
Negative. We are trapped.
What are you doing?
Protocol 3. I will not lose another pilot. Brace for impact.
Damn. That was a fun mission. Short, like I said, but still. Freaking hack the control of a capital ship with a warship with a knife and pilot it. Tuh. We should have more games to do that. Oh no, we get captured. Shit. This is not good. Our little retrieval mission did not go as planned.
Lisk, your problems are not my concern. Once you have delivered the Ark as per your contract, your payment will be transferred by the IMC.
Just have my money ready. I'll get you your precious cargo, you useless nev.
It's Martyr,
Titan,
the guy
you're
from the
gonna open
lecture
up
hall.
and give me what I want.
Voice command. Not recognized.
In other words,
me
go
just rip
screw
it out.
yourself.
Can't risk it. The Ark's unstable.
Listen, hero. You have what's mine, and I want it back. Go on. Tell your Titan to open up.
About what? His feelings?
Still trying to be a hero, eh? I have a lot of dosh riding on this contract, my friend. So tell your Titan, if he doesn't open up, I will shoot you in the head.
Pilot in jeopardy. Ocular systems. Marginal. Cannot visually acquire pilot.
Stand him up. You see him now? Right here, right here. Yeah? You see him now?
Functions compromised by severe crash damage.
I don't care how broken you are. I know deep down, some things still work in there. Now open up, or I'm going to shoot your pilot in the head. You still remember numbers, don't you? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
He didn't want me to die.
That wasn't so hard, was it? That's the problem with teams. If you don't win together, you die together.
Oh. Vaporized him. Oh no.
Nice try, love. Say goodnight.
go, BT.
Get the ark out of here! We're running out of time!
I'm gonna get those filthy animals. Nobody murders my buddy and gets away with it. What? Ah, I gotta run. I gotta leave him. That sucks.
Over here. Cooper, I can no longer uphold the mission. But you still can. Take the seer kit. It is your best chance for survival.
Seer kit. That's BT's brain, I think. A gun. Another hack knife. Yeah, BT will be fine. His body's gonna be, well, bad, but at least we have his brain. Oh, look at this. We got this smart pistol that was in the first game that is like broken. And by broken, I mean that murders everyone in the room.
All call signs fire at will. Captain, do you have a fix on that signal?
I've got something, but it's faint. Cannot confirm. Commander Briggs, I'm picking up a data core, but it's a weak signal.
Are you sure you have the coordinates? What's the signal? I need to get through to them.
Commander Briggs, I have a lock on Cooper's position. He's pulled BT's data core. He must have the seer kit.
BT, Cooper, what's your status? Cooper, how copy? Over.
Seriously. Y'all fought the...
Cooper, how copy? Over.
Y'all, if you all thought the Magnum from Halo Combat Evolved, the first one, was broken, yeah, I think Respawn finally created a handgun that ups it. You know, dethrones it as the most overpowered handgun in the history of gaming. It's this thing.
BT, Cooper. Cooper, is that you? I'm picking up BT's data core.
Just murders everything. One shot, multiple targets. Halo has nothing on this thing. The only thing that gun had that this game doesn't have is a sniper scope. Then again, why would you need it?
This is Commander Sarah Briggs. If you can read me, get to the bridge one click north of your position. We've only got one shot to turn this fight around and you're it. Our fleet's moving in on the fold weapon. We're coming. It's not over yet.
Ugh. Guessing we're near the end of the game at this point. Power slide. Music's finally picking up. Doesn't sound as generic as before.
You're headed in the right direction. Just keep moving. The anti-air defenses are extremely heavy around the fold weapon. We're having trouble getting boots on the ground and we're running out of options.
day we create seeking bullets like this is the day warfare is, well, changed forever.
In the racks. I'm pulling its data core and preparing it for Titanfall.
I know Kung Fu. How am I getting all this? Oh, I don't have invisibility anymore.
Cooper, your Titan's standing by. Call it when ready. Stand by for Titanfall.
Here it comes. Not sure if it has a new weapon on it. Initialize the Titan. Well, it has a different paint scheme, that's for sure. Looks great. Titanfall. Hello again, old friend.
Hello, Jack.
Glad to have you back in one piece, BT.
Over 25,000, actually. BT-7274 online and ready for combat.
And a big
It is
gun.
time to complete our mission.
Oh, yeah. And with a big-ass minigun.
Cooper, I'm
Payback
throwing
time.
everything I've got at the IMC, but it's not going to be enough to stop the fold weapon. I need you to get inside its control room. Commander Briggs to all battle stations. I want close fire support on Cooper and BT. Do whatever it takes to cover them.
Solid copy. We'll go.
Jack
Cooper,
of all
get up
trades
that hill.
trophy.
We'll cover you. Move.
What is this? Predator cannon. Predator and the chain gun. Oh, this is, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this, with the references for this one. Minigun with long spin-up time. Shield deployment around the Predator cannon. Oh, it doesn't have the vortex. Boo. Power shot. Knocks back enemies at close range. Long damages all enemies in its path at long range. Switch between close range and long range precision rounds. Automatic smart lock on to target. So it's also a smart gun. Payback time.
Tracking targets. Firing. Danger close. See 'em. Firing. Danger close.
Smart core ready.
Target's locked. Firing.
Smart core fired. Enemy Titan down.
Firing. Danger close.
Smart core online.
I see 'em. Firing. Danger close.
Well, this'll do, I suppose. Aim by.
Target's locked. Firing.
Enemy Titan down.
Tracking target. Firing. Danger close.
Excessive damage. Warning. Warning.
Militia Titan in sight. Take it down. One kill them Titan in a moment. Left planets.
See 'em. Firing. Danger
Warning.
close.
Our reactor is unstable. Place it back
My dad. Damn it. Payback time again. Let me double check. What is, power shot? Okay. Couldn't remember what that did. Switch between long range and precision rounds. Close range and long range.
I'm throwing everything I've got at the IMC, but it's not going to be enough to stop the fold weapon. I need you to get inside its control room. Commander Briggs to all battle stations. I want close fire support on Cooper and BT. Do whatever it takes to cover them.
Solid copy. We'll go.
Cooper, get up that hill. We'll cover you. Move!
Tracking targets. Firing. Danger close. I see him. Firing. Danger close. Target's locked. Firing.
Eyes on militia type. Engaging. Just give up, militia.
Tracking targets. Firing. Danger close.
Hit. I need reinforcements.
I see him. Firing. Danger
Hardcore offline.
Target's locked. Firing.
Hostile Titan in sight. Engaging.
Nothing in here.
Engaging a hostile Titan.
Tracking targets. Firing. Danger close.
You want a quick back? It's coming.
Engaging multiple Titans.
Cowboy up.
Transferring
Because I
control
mounted a
to
Titan.
I see him. Firing. Danger close.
Lucky bloody hit.
hardcore
Engaging
offline.
flight.
Enemy Titan down.
Keep moving. Don't let up.
This'll be interesting.
Target's locked. Firing.
Gotta be my wing.
Down.
He can be my wingman. Whatever that is. I'm getting trophies left and right now. I have no idea how I'm getting them. I only know of how I got the cowboy one, and that was because
the
I
Stockton just went dark.
went on
Give me a
top.
sit rep. Now!
This is Captain Landiger of the Rutledge. Stockton took a broadside. It's going down.
Commander Briggs, this is Gates of the 6-4. Are we late to the party?
You're just in time, Gates. How much juice do you have left in the Malta?
Got plenty to spare. Don't worry, Coop, we've got your back.
Targeting systems online. We are weapons hot. Target's locked. Firing. Firing. Danger close.
Killed both of them somehow.
Target's locked. Firing.
Smart ball ready. Took you too many shots. Enemy Titan down. Smart ball off.
I'm giving up today. Fight until you're dead.
Excessive damage. Warning. Warning. Detecting hull damage.
Keep these guys off your back. It's all you from here on out.
Excessive damage. Warning. Warning. Enemy Titan down. Smart core offline.
We get health. Look for health.
Cooper, we're tracking Blisk and Sloan just ahead. They have the Ark. Keep moving.
We must stop the IMC from using the Fold weapon at all costs. If we fail, the militia planet of Harmony will be destroyed.
This is more fun than shooting Easter bunnies on a Sunday morning. Wahoo-hee! Wow! Is that a helmet right there? I think it is. Ah. Hold on a second. I'll look at the comments in a bit. One of three, and I have no idea where the other ones are.
Controls transferred to pilot.
Okay. What do the comments say? Not the bunnies. I ain't got time to bleed.
IMC personnel. This is General Mardo. The mercenaries have delivered the Ark. Prep the fold weapon.
It's Mr.
Initiating preliminary fold weapon power systems.
Yeah, it's Mr.
Targeting responders.
It's Mr. Humans are expendable himself.
Initiating targeting systems. Harmony. Coordinates 264.588 recorded.
Yeah, not on my watch, not Thanos.
have your money, Blisk. Now go. My forces will take over from here.
About time they do something. I think our militia pilot's trying to be a hero. He's all yours. Keep the salvage.
Who said anything about salvage? I'll do this one for free.
You know what I see when I look at you? A part of easy money.
Arc injector loaded. Spooling up stage 1.
You can't outrun a laser core, little bugger.
Nope.
I've got to say, pilot, this is more entertaining than I expected. Get him, lads.
Old weapon priming sequence passing stage 2. Coordinates locked.
But I can outblast it.
Planetary designation. Harmony.
Ready for more. Bugger ain't ya? Let's see how you handle some reaching.
Old weapon.
Come back here, you coward.
Calculating spacefold projection. Old weapon approaching stage 4. Ring momentum at 90.
It's a frickin' shotgun.
Wait! You ain't moving like that. I will not be destroyed.
Our reactor is...
Oh.
Backblast energy reaching lethal threshold. All personnel must clear the chamber immediately. Disruption of electromechanical units, including Titans, will be severe. Fold weapon priming sequence complete. Deploying the arc.
Cooper, BT, do you read?
Cooper, the injector backblast is overloaded my critical internal systems.
BT, Cooper.
Attempting to
salvage.
restore ocular systems.
We fired everything at the fold weapon. No effect on target.
Ocular killer systems restored. My analysis is throw. Warning. Hostile Titan detected.
Another one. Oh, it's him again.
It's your lucky day, hero. I'm not going to kill you. I don't work for free. But... you don't get to kill me, either. Yeah, you earned this, eh?
Liz, that Vanguard-class Titan is still in there.
Not my problem, Marta. Should have put it in my contract. I've got other people with money to see.
What is this guy, a calling card?
What do you think you are doing?
My analysis indicates that the throw is our only option.
He's
He's
impressed that I killed all his cronies, so he left his calling card to let him let himself know that, yeah, I'm as good as him.
My auto navigation systems are offline. Get me into that injector assembly. We must do this together.
Boost the signal. BT, Cooper, our ground teams can't make it there in time. You've got to find a way to destroy the fold weapon from the inside. There's no other way.
Commander Briggs, I believe I have a solution. In its exposed state, my reactor core may be able to destabilize the arc at the center of the fold weapon.
What?
What are you saying?
We can blow it up. I'm sending you coordinates for a dropship rendezvous.
Coordinates received. We'll be there, but I don't see how you can.
Trust me, I have done the math.
I sure as hell hope so. We're on our way. Good luck, both of you. Briggs out.
What are we doing? Oh, we're launching ourselves up.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Copy that, pilot. Protocol 3. Protect the pilot.
BT, what are you doing?
Trust me.
BT!
Oh no.
Cooper, we just lost BT signal. We're almost there. marking your HUD with the coordinates. The evac site might be in midair. There's nothing we can touch down on here.
And if I'm flying through this shit show, you better be there on time, kid.
He blew himself up. Damn it, BT. You didn't have to do this. Red.
I'm tracking you. Keep going.
Real pilot's gauntlet. Oh man, it blew up. And along with the planet. Oh no. All the lizard dogs and wyverns, they're all gonna die down there.
Cooper. A lot of people owe their lives to you. And to BT. Barker, set a course for Harmony. Take us home.
You got it.
But what about the lizard dogs? They're now extinct. Ah.
Ninth Fleet, this is Harmony Command. Good to have you back.
Certified pilot.
The destruction of Typhon saved the planet Harmony. The militia calls this planet their headquarters. And millions of others call it home. Commander Briggs says I'll be inducted into the Marauder Corps and assigned a new Titan. After the techs wipe what's left of my neural link with BT. I don't know what that'll feel like, to get assigned a new Titan. I kinda like the old one.
Yeah, me too.
This is Pilot Jack Cooper, signing off.
Huh. Well, I guess that's it then. Yeah, so we get to see what he looks like a second time. Well, I guess there's not much to say other than that's the Titanfall. That's the campaign for Titanfall 2. Look at that, he's getting congratulated. Heroes welcome. Well, what's next? Well, I want to definitely try the multiplayer next, that's for sure. Because that was what the first Titanfall game made its name on. Matthew Mercer. Oh yeah, he played Leon and Kennedy in the Resident Evil games a couple of times. New Titan. Glenn Steinbaum as BT. I definitely liked BT. He was cool. I like him. Fred Tashior. as Lastimosa, very briefly. Kuben Blisk, JB Blank. Jolene Anderson as Sarah Briggs. Yeah, we don't kill Blisk. He's the only one that gets away. Ash. I killed all of his fellows. Anna Campbell as Ash. Mike Wingert as Kane, Crazy Kane. He definitely looks crazy, that's for sure. There's Schwarzenegger right over here. Andreas Beckett as Richter. Yeah, I don't, other than maybe out of two of these actors, I don't know who anyone else is. They're all new names to me. Evan Boimel as Viper. Amy Pemberton as Sloane. There's Nicholas Guess as General Not Thanos Martyr. Yeah, he wishes he was Thanos. Gates, Courtney Taylor, part of the squad of troopers that came to my assistance in the ship chase level. Chris Gialix as Bear. Bear. Who names themselves Bear? Yuri Lorenthal, that's a name I recognize, as Davis. I think he teaches voice acting these days. Matthew Wolf as Droz. On top of acting himself, anyway. Liam O'Brien as Barker. Oh, Liam, that's another one I recognize. That's the guy who played War in Darksiders and Gaara in the Naruto anime. Among others. So that's my new Titan, eh? Well, he needs a paint job. I'm not fond of the yellow. So, as far as the campaign is concerned, well, the multiplayer, I'll probably take a small break first and then go and do it. As for what other game I want to get to afterwards, I don't know. I've got a couple on my shelf that I'm not sure about. I got the remake of the first Yakuza. I've still got Deus Ex X4. I've got that other one, Gravity something. Gravity. It's that one game that was on the PS Vita that had a sequel eventually on PS4. God darn it, I can't remember the name. I got that, Dragon's Crown. I got that. So as far as the campaign is concerned, I really did enjoy the campaign for Titanfall 2. Again, the first game was multiplayer only, and for whatever reason, was on the Xbox, was on the Xbone, the Xbox One, the newer Xbox console. God, I hate that name. Why do they choose that name? Ugh. But I wrote it off completely because you have these trailers and this story involved of this of what is basically Western Mobile Suit Gundam. But they tried to make it like the multiplayer is the story, and I was just not. I thought that was just stupid. And I wrote it off as just Call of Duty with giant robots. And as far as the latter's concerned, yeah, that's more or less what it is. The gameplay is basically, you know, the Call of Duty formula, you know, with the running and aiming down the sights. And considering that Respawn's founders, Jason West and Vince Zampella, were the guys who founded Infinity Ward. Oh, what's the helmet doing? Morse code? Yeah, considering they were the guys involved that started Infinity Ward and made a lot of the early Call of Duty games, including such as not just the World War II games, but, you know, Modern Warfare and in my opinion, the most overrated of the bunch, Modern Warfare 2. You know, when they left Activision and left that studio and just made their own new studio, Respawn, and then, you know, made it, and I saw what they were doing, I was like, yeah, they definitely took the Call of Duty code, but went and did their own thing with it. And yeah, and of course, I completely lambasted and ignored the first game, since I, of course, did not have the Xbone, and also because it was multiplayer only, online multiplayer only, I wrote that game off as just shovelware that looks pretty and may play well, but is a game that's not gonna last for a long time. And sure enough, the numbers eventually started dropping. Then eventually they announced 2, which it was already, the word already broke out even before that 2 would be multi-platform, which, of course, me and others across the internet, you know, rolled our eyes and was like, hey, you didn't, if you were gonna make the second one a multi-platform, why didn't you do so with the first one? So yeah, when it comes to me and games and my taste in games, I'm not really much of a multiplayer-only person, unless it's for a certain kind of game of my interest, and I especially would not pay $60 for that. For me personally, the most balanced a game is if it has not just multiplayer, but also a decent single player. So when Titanfall 2 was confirmed with a single player, and having now played it, I can say safely that it's better than the first game just by that virtue alone, and that it has both. As for the campaign itself, I definitely had fun with it. I liked, even though the gameplay is basically just Call of Duty with a jetpack and a giant robot, it does have enough interesting things in there where I'm like, okay, yeah, you have the DNA of your earlier predecessors, but you're trying to do something fresh with it, and I appreciate that. Yeah, you don't like multiplayer. Yeah, for me, I enjoy it. But I'm not uber into it. Like, I don't get how some people like make it into itself, and when the multiplayer genre just blew up from the mid-2000s up till now, everything started being multiplayer focused at the expense of the campaign, and I was just like, what are you doing? But yeah, I like the weapons, although some of them are definitely worse than others. I did like that some of them were pretty ingenious, like the cloud burst lightning grenade and all the different weapons you can use for the Titan BT. And so yeah, the controls for the main human character Jack is decent, and some of the weapons he has are cool. And I definitely think thought enjoying the Titan was a bit more was funner than I thought, and I like the variety of loadouts he has. So, as far as characters, yeah, BT definitely the best one of the whole thing. I really liked him and how he looks, and his kind of dry humor. He has a very dry humor-like sense to him. I like him. Jack Cooper is okay. He's your standard soldier protagonist, not helped by the fact that he's one of those characters that has an extremely generic name. I mean, think about it. Jack Cooper. Holy Mary of Moses, Respawn. Careful with that name. Ugh. I mean, I've seen some generic names in my life, but this one is one of the top ones. Ugh. And you know, in terms of story and setup, it's you know, it's nothing special. It's basically Gundam. Colonies versus Earth force of some kind. In this case, it's a giant uber mega corporation that has monopolized and taken over the Earth government, and are run by some pretty nihilistic douchebags. And it is fun, most definitely. When I'm getting it. It does start off with, you know, mostly at first being on the ground platforming, and then by the end it really ramps up on the giant robot fair, and that's really when the game started getting better for me. So it's a bit of a build-up. Starts off slow, and then ramps up the intensity with much more open battles. Unfortunately, where the campaign fails for me, despite how fun it is, as much as I enjoyed it, it's too short. It's way too short in my opinion. It's like, what, it took me 5 parts? So, it's definitely average Call of Duty game length when I think about it. Like, you can beat this thing in like 5 or 6 hours, maybe even less. And that's what I'm a little iffy about. Like, the campaign could have been longer. I wish it was a bit longer. Like, I'm not saying make it 20 hours long or anything, just, like, give it a good length where it's, like, it doesn't take me half a day to beat it. Like, yeah, it took me a couple of days to beat the game, but that's mostly because, you know, I'm tired, I work, so it's, like, I don't have much energy for games as much as I used to. So, it may seem like I take longer to play games, but when I rack up the time, and especially if I'm on a good day where I do have room to do a hefty amount, it's definitely noticeable. I like how every level has a certain gimmick to them. Like, my personal favorite, of course, I think, other than when I do finally get to let loose more than usual in BT, was the time level. Now, it's nowhere near deep as other games that have played around with it, like, say, Time Shift or Singularity, the former of which I've played. But there's variety, if nothing else. And, of course, we are introduced to... Well, technically the first game introduced it, but we're introduced to a pistol that would make even the Bungie, green with envy. Because for years, the Magnum in Halo 1 was the most overpowered handgun in the history of gaming. Then this series comes along and gives us something even more insane. How it locks on to multiple targets and just one-shots all of them. But yeah, the campaign is too short. I really wish it was longer. And in regards to a sequel, I personally hope there's a sequel and develop somewhere, because I know Respawn is making that new Jedi Knight Fallen Order game, which I'm very, very, very worried about because I don't trust EA or Disney when it comes to Star Wars these days because they've blown the pooch with it too many times. Even more unacceptable that they closed down LucasArts and gave it to EA, of course, which it pissed me off to no end. It still does. Pardon my French. It's just I feel strongly about this about this stuff. So, you know, they found recent success with Apex Legends, that free-to-play game, so maybe Respawn, maybe they're all working on multiple projects, you know, they clearly have been doing multiple things at once. Apex, Star Wars, and hopefully a Titanfall 3, because they definitely leave room for a sequel. Especially with that one General Martyr, whatever his name is, the guy who's all like, humans are expendable. We must kill all the ones on the frontiers so we can put our own humans there. Blah 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 blah. Basically, the most circular logic antagonist I think I've ever seen since the Reapers in Mass Effect. Like, they clearly just did not write him to be compelling, other than that he's a nihilistic douchebag and they want you to kill, and that he deserves to die at some point, which, yeah, has clearly worked, because now I really want to kill them. Only except the Reapers from Mass Effect, they don't lie to our faces about him. Like the Reapers in the Mass Effect games, they built them up as this cosmic horror that is incomprehensible and interesting, and then by the end of Mass Effect 3, BioWare completely shat the bed with them. So at least here, they're not lying with how deep their antagonist is. So yeah, setup and story is pretty generic, but it's still fun, and I do like BT as the robot. It kind of gives me an idea. What if, you know, in a Mobile Suit Gundam anime, in another one, they start giving AIs to the Gundams, just like this. I mean, yeah, they'd be borrowing from another franchise, but still, well, still, when you think about it, Titanfall technically borrowed from Gundam with its overall plot and setup. And the graphics, I wouldn't call them next-gen. They look pretty last-gen to me, but for what they're worth, it looks good. The game does look good, despite everything. And, yeah, I don't really have much more to say as far as the campaign is concerned. Fun. A nice breeze to play through, but could have been longer, and maybe more thought into it. And if you're gonna go into the Titanfall series, you might as well start with this one, because there's really no reason to go into one unless you just like the multiplayer that much. And if you even want to try being canon to the actual story leading up to 2, which is iffy, since, you know, it's multiplayer tied, so if you lose and you get the bad ending, well, you're screwed. Like, I don't get it. Why would you try to fuse campaign with multiplayer? That's just stupid, to me, in my opinion. So, as far as campaign is concerned, and also as far as review is concerned, this is gonna be a campaign review. This is honestly one of the few games where I hear the multiplayer's good, and I've honestly been a little bit interested since then, so I'm gonna attempt multiplayer in another part, and depending on how many parts I do and how in deep I get, I will give a review for that, so, and by extension, a complete review for the game. So as far as the campaign is concerned, liked it, enjoyed it, just wish it was longer. I did like BT. A lot of generic stuff here and there, but at the very least, there's variety, and they try to make it at least fun to play, if anything else. Like, sometimes all you need is just a fun game, and this is definitely a weekend blaster, if anything else. So I'm I'm going to take a quick break, perhaps about 20 minutes to half an hour, and then I'm going to attempt the multiplayer, see if if the networks are on. I mean, the game has been out for 3 years, but it should still have a sizable community, I hope. Oh, another a thing I keep meaning to say, but I keep forgetting. Titanfall 2, as lauded as it has been by games, it unfortunately launched in a window that I can only assume EA intentionally did. I mean, there's a chance maybe they didn't mean it intentionally, but hey, they make so many bad decisions to the point of being practically on purpose. I wouldn't even be surprised if that was the case. They released the game like within a week between Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which I swear, along with one or two Advanced Warfare, like, tried to copy Titanfall 2, because before Titanfall 1, there was no first-person shooter that I can think of that fused first-person shooting characters with going into robots. Well, there's Mech Warrior and whatnot, but I mean, like, ones that try to do both. You know, ground soldier and giant robot in first person. Well, there was Lost Planet years ago by Capcom, but that was third person. That was a third person game. So, and it did not have the acrobatics of this game. So, I guess Lost Planet, it takes influence from 2, I guess. But, yeah. It released between that game and Battlefield 1. The World War I Battlefield game, which, of course, is published by EA also. Of course, Call of Duty is Activision, yes, so they're their direct competitor. But EA forced Respawn to release this game sandwiched not just between another EA game, but also, of course, their competition. And because they sandwiched it between those two games at such a close release date, and being that, you know, $60, not everyone's gonna buy the game, as that many games within a week of each other, or a month of each other at that price, the game underperformed. Well, it sold decently from what I heard. Like, Respawn was satisfied with the numbers, but EA, of course, they were not. Hell, when are they ever satisfied? They shut down Dead Space 3 because it didn't make enough, even though the game's sold 2 million copies worth. That should have been more than enough. This was also during that time when Capcom was weird too. Everyone was all like, oh, you don't make this incredibly, ridiculously high number? No, screw you. We're canceling you. And that's pretty much what happened. Titanfall 2 underperformed, and you know what happened not long after that? Respawn got bought up by EA. Just like what happened to Visceral and Pandemic, Majestic, and a bunch of other games. And whenever those studios got ordered by EA to make something they clearly did not want to do, and it underperformed, what do? They shut them down. EA is the video game publisher equivalent of Disney. They swallow up all the competition and just whittle them down till they eventually gobble them up and they're nothing but ruins. So I fear for Respawn if that becomes the case. Hell, the only reason they still have DICE on the out making games despite Battlefront 1 and 2 EA, the new ones, not the god-awful new ones, not the old ones. You know, Battlefront 2 had so much controversy, 1 also, to a lesser degree, and of course with Battlefield 5 completely shitting the bed, I'm surprised EA is even letting them stick around to make games. Hell, BioWare I'm surprised, is basically just a Walking Dead at this point, since their last Mass Effect game bombed. The Anthem severely bombed. So, how BioWare is still alive at this point, I don't even know. And and the only reason DICE is still around is because, well, they make multiplayer games. That's all EA cares about, other than their vanilla as hell sports games. So, and in Visceral, they did Dead Space 3, and then all of a sudden they're making a cops and robbers Battlefield game, which nobody bought, and they got, destroyed after that. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if Respawn, upon getting bought out by EA, eventually within the next 5 years gets closed down. I mean, it's a repeat pattern that I've seen happen too many times. Will it happen? I don't know. If Respawn manages to be around for that long, I'll be surprised. So, hopefully, they're making a third one. Hopefully, they can make the campaign longer than this one. Add in some more weapon variety, especially for the for the soldier class characters. And maybe, hopefully, up the game's tech a bit. Make destructible environments. Don't keep everything as so static. Like maybe destroy houses, destroy trees, that kind of thing. Not just walk through the same corridor environment where only the enemies can be killed and obliterated, as fun as it is. So as far as the campaign is concerned, yeah, I'm repeating. I'm sorry. It's just, so many thoughts. Yeah, fun, but very fun, but too short in my opinion. And I hope with Titanfall 3 they go more all out with that. So as it looked the same, yeah, I kind of agree. So that's it for the campaign. So when I come back, I will do multiplayer, and I will give the other half of this, what you could say is the review portion of the game, my thoughts on that. I'll try whatever rounds I like, and see how far I get, and I'll give my thoughts after a couple of parts with it. And maybe, I've been thinking about it, maybe make a Twitch, so whenever I feel like casually doing games that have multiplayer, or just modes to screw around with, like the Bloody Palace and Devil May Cry 5 or whatever, I can do that. Hell, maybe I'll make something out of it. Who knows? Who knows? So, I'm gonna go drink some water, rest my voice for a bit, and when I come back, we will try out the multiplayer. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the campaign portion of my playthrough of Titanfall 2, and I'll be back soon.